Maybe liked it. Good evening, Swag Squad. Tea with the Diva here. Hello, hello, and hello. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day, you guys. Let me happy hump day, Swag Squad. Hope everybody's Wednesday evening is everything they wanted it to be. I wonder who is that always come in and then leave. So today I wanted to speak about what happened this morning on the debacle or the conundrum that happened on the radio this morning. Well, it started actually last night and it carried over into this morning, and I just had a small opinion about it. Nothing major, just a small opinion. For those of you who wasn't aware, Jess Hilarious is a comedian. She works for the Breakfast Club. Jess Hilarious not long ago just had a baby. She had a baby girl. And while she was out on maternity leave, she chose somebody to sit in her spot. The girl that she chose was named Loren LaRosa. She handpicked Loren to fill in for her and, just be there to do everything that Just Hilarious do, maintain the female energy in the office. She wanted her to, hello Celeste, thanks for joining. She wanted her to maintain, the female energy. She wanted her to do the latest gossip, the hot topics. She wanted her to kind of just do like the everyday banter in between DJ Envy and Charlemagne. So that's what she hired her to do. Loren stayed there during Jess' whole maternity leave. And when Jess Hilarious returned, Loren stayed. Loren was still doing the Jess with the Mess segment. She was still there. And then she wasn't there every day. So it was kind of crazy how she would drop in and then drop out. So it would be like, she would be there one day out the week. And then we would hear her voice. And then Jess will be there the next day. And then the next day, she wouldn't be there, but she would chime in on different subjects. So it was like, everybody was kind of, scratching their head, wondering like, wow, how did you, what does she do? Where, like, what is she? Hello, Creative Kitty. Thank you for joining. So everybody's just like, what does she do? Where, what's her position? We all questioned it. I'm sure I know I questioned it. And from the looks of it, a lot of other people questioned it, because while I wasn't in the comments every day or with the Breakfast Club, if I would watch their interviews, I would just watch their interview and then I would just log off. I wouldn't go into the comments and, see what people were talking about or anything like that. But um there were a lot of people in the comments, and evidently a lot of people thought just like I did. They were thinking, what does Loren do? Why is she still there? Why is she doing the segment of Jess with the mess? Because that's a specific segment that is geared toward what Jess wants to say. Jess started that segment. So it looked like, what is Loren doing? Well, last night, Jess Hilarious went live on Instagram and she expressed herself. She spoke about how she chose Loren, but she didn't like her once she came back from maternity leave. She felt like she did not know why she was still there and why she still was doing the segments that Jess was supposed to do. She said that the Breakfast Club is supposed to be a family unit and nobody spoke up for her when people in the comments were calling her the villain. She said that, Loren overtalks her when they're giving their opinion. Loren tends to overtalk her. So she spoke about, days when she told Loren to shut up. And I was listening that morning specifically. And I was like, girl, that's a grown woman. You don't tell no grown woman to just shut up like that. Like she can't have an opinion. But she said that she's had conversations with Loren and let her know that she was talking over her and that she didn't like it. So she said that so nobody speaks up for her. She said that the job is ran like a high school. She said East Side High before Mr. Clark came, and she just had a lot of negative grievances, speaking about what she didn't like about Loren being there. And so she had these grievances, and I knew that once once she said something, they were going to have to speak on it. So she spoke about, the comments, people in the comments, and what they were saying in the comments. And she just talked about specifically her disdain for her current position. She is under contract. She is supposed to be, in this and working in here in this under contract. Loren, I don't think it's under contract, but she is hired as like the head producer or over the production department or something. And she just went on and she had a couple of grievances. Well, to be continued to today, DJ Envy and Charlemagne rolled out the conversation about how Jess Hilarious crashed out on the internet last night. She was trending, still trending. She was number 9 at the 6 o'clock hour, and I think number 4 by the 7 o'clock hour. So she had moved up during the show because, of course, more people are talking about it now. So, DJ Envy introduced the conversation. So Jess Hilarious, Loren was there as well. Jess Hilarious went on to say that that she chose Loren to take her place, to be her fill-in, to be a seat filler. while she was on maternity leave. Loren ended up doing such a good job, because if you ever listen to the Breakfast Club in the morning, Jess Hilarious she couldn't pronounce those words. Her reading is not as natural. She doesn't just read the I don't know if it's a teleprompter, a computer, I don't know whether it's a list or if it's notes or what she's reading, but whatever she reads, she stumbles over a lot of words. So she's stumbling while she's reading. And you know, a lot of people, once Lauren's background is a journalist. She's a journalist, and she worked for TMZ. She worked for Harvey, so she was being ruled under an iron thumb over there. So I know she had to be on top of her game at all times, because Harvey is not taking nothing less. So she went on to talk about what her grievances were and what she said last night. She said that she did not like Loren in the beginning. She said that she hates the way that they are treating her position. She said that they had a plan. They had discussed a plan for when they would when she would return, and she said that nothing went the way that they had planned it. So Loren, I mean, because of course they planned it. She didn't mention what that plan was, but I'm assuming that the plan included for Loren to, get out the chair. The plan had to include for Loren to kind of go back to her own station where she was before. And that didn't happen. Jessica was disappointed about the way that DJ Envy and Charlamagne do not speak up for her. She said that they see those comments and they don't say anything. She said her and Loren, she said when she got back, Loren didn't even ask about her baby, her pregnancy, or anything. She just started asking her about stuff in the blogs. So she said she did not like that. And she was just talking about, the way that they run it, the process. She said how many meetings she had, how whatever she spoke about and whatever grievances she had, nothing got rectified. She was disappointed at the process. And also what she said the night before on her live is, it'll be cool if my badge, she said I'll be at work tomorrow and if my badge work, and if it don't, oh well. So that let me know that she's over the job at this point, but she's under contract. So she aired all of her grievances. They listened in the beginning. Loren ended up speaking, and Loren told her that she did not understand her crash out. And then it came out that Loren and Jess got to work at the same time this morning. But Loren ran out of her car, ran in the elevator, and hurried up and pushed a floor. She hurried up and pushed the button and pushed closed door. Jessica said she heard her get into the elevator and heard her push a floor and heard her push closed door. So Loren said that she did that because she didn't know what Jess was on. She said she didn't know what Jess was dealing with. She didn't know how Jess was coming, what she was feeling. Like the fact that she crashed out last night, she didn't know if this morning was going to be a to be continued of the crash out. So they started laughing at that. And Charlamagne called her out too and said, you didn't have to run and leave the girl out of the elevator. You could have let the girl in the elevator and then, just tried to talk to her, and you try to, see, what's up, what's going on or whatnot. It was funny because I think Charlamagne was the one who kind of bust her out. And Jess Hilarious agreed, and they went on to tell the story. But like Loren was saying, I've always come to you and asked you if everything was okay. I've always come to you and to clear up with you if there are any problems. I've always inquired and asked that you air out any grievances you had in regards to me being here. I've always asked for you to be transparent with me and let me know what it is that you're not comfortable with, if it's anything you're not vibing with, if it's anything you're not doing. And aside of the meetings that we have with the higher ups and whoever else, these are the conversations that I'm requesting that you have with me. So, just so that I can make sure that everything is afloat. And she said that I did not understand a lot of that last night. So during this time, Charlamagne is cracking jokes. And I didn't like that part, but I'm going to save my comment and my 2 cents till I explain the story. I hated how he was, I think the word that I'm trying to use is passive aggressive, maybe, because you know how people will express something that is like on their mind, that's paining them, that's hurting them, that they're dealing with, and the way that you cope with it is you try to crack a joke and make it not a serious moment because you feel awkward about the space that you're in, and you don't want it to be a serious moment where you may have to have a tough conversation or give a tough answer, or follow through with just the truth, transparency, and realness. And I really didn't like that. I also didn't like, which I'm just gonna save it for the end, but I didn't like how DJ Envy also was trying to belittle her because she was affected by the comments, which are the listeners. But anyway, Loren told her, I didn't know what you was talking about. So Jess asked her to expound on what didn't you understand about what I said. Loren said, first of all, like I said, I asked you to come to me whenever you've had an issue or anything like that. We had a conversation when you told me to shut up or hush or be quiet. She said that a lot of the things that you were saying in your live, I wasn't privy to that information because I leave my door open and I'm always checking with you to see if we are in a good place, to see if we are okay. And no, I didn't ask you about your baby the day you came in because I had already spoke to you and I had already talked to you on the phone and asked you about the baby and postpartum depression and all kind of stuff like that. Like I didn't think I had to ask you about the baby when you came into the studio because we had already discussed it. And I didn't want to, double talk, so to speak. She also told her that the day that Jess Hilarious, they were having a conversation one day, and Jess told Loren to be quiet, hush, shut up. And Loren said when we had that discussion, I did not like that. And I told you that would be something that in the future they would try to pit us against each other, which is essentially what they did. So she said they will try to pit us against each other and will try to make it something that it's not. And I didn't want anything like that to rear its ugly head because we don't have to be there. I've always asked you, what is it that I can do to make things more comfortable for you? What is it that I can do in order to make your job easier? What is it that I can do as an assistant to help you to what maneuver to get additional information? And she said that she's grown and she really felt a way about her speaking to her like that. Jess made her comment and said that well, you didn't say anything, but that still don't matter. You still not supposed to just try to belittle people and talk to people like they kids. And Jess made a comment and said that you try to overtalk people. And I don't think it's that Loren tries to overtalk people. I mean, when you're on the radio and you're trying to get your point across, it's a lot of people talking. So you kind of got to get in where you fit in. So I don't think she did that like purposely to try to overtalk Jess, but I think it came over that way because she felt like she had already felt like she had been sunned, for lack of a better term. And Jess could have given her a little more respect in that area. She could have offered a little more grace. She's younger. She's in a different age bracket. She expresses herself differently. And I don't think that any of this should make them enemies. But of course, the comments are going to clash them against each other. Jess Hilarious felt like because in the comments everybody is doting on Loren LaRosa. They're talking about how good she is, how well she reads, how well prepared she is every day. Jess is not that. Jess is actually the talent. So she's not coming as prepared as a journalist would be. And I think that is the mark that people were missing, because she's in a totally another category than Jess is. She got a totally different degree than Jess got. But I feel like Jess, everything has come so easy to Jess, and people have always praised her for how funny she is, how this she is, how much she killed that, and how much she do that, and she's used to hearing those words. And now this is a point in time where she's not hearing all those positive words and those affirmations, and all of those positive comments are not coming to her. They now belong to the girl that replaced her. So Envy ended up expressing that he was disappointed and he thought that it was whack because we all in the same family. You can come in here and have a conversation with us, and we have a meeting about it, and things can get done different, and we can try to revisit this at a later date. But I feel like Jess had to do it like she did it. I feel like she did it because she knows she had to. Because something tells me that this isn't the first, second, third, or 10th time that she has pulled them aside, created a meeting, expressed her grievances, talked about how disappointed she was about the whole process, and something tells me that they didn't listen or they didn't take her serious. So she had to crash out. She had to do something big because they weren't going to listen. They weren't going to listen, in other words, in other terms. There was going to be no severity to it. She was just gonna have to tuck her tail and turn away. Um, my opinion about the way that she went about that. Um, I love the fact that she let it out. I love the fact that she expressed herself, not caring not caring about who was mad about it, who got offended, who thought something, those are her feelings. Her feelings are valid, and she shouldn't have to just be quiet and sit on them, especially if she's already expressed them several times. She shouldn't have to sit down and not say anything. She should be able to express her feelings whenever she wants to. She should have been able to express them at the workplace, and she be taken serious and listened to, and told that she is important. But what I didn't like is the fact that she took it out on Loren. Hi Karen, thank you for joining. Loren didn't deserve that behavior. Jess hilarious just because Corey Holcomb is the one who started all of this. Corey Holcomb is a comedian, and he has a podcast called 5150. He don't like Jess hilarious. He does not like her. So when he did his podcast, he ended up talking about how all the comments say that Jess is doing a horrible job. Loren is better than her. Loren should replace her. Loren should do this and Loren should do that. And he feels the same way. He feels like Loren is more of a professional and Loren is going to get the job done. And he just doesn't like Jess hilarious. He's never liked her. They've been going back and forth for years, like 10 years. And he expressed himself, and then Jess piggybacked off that, and then piggyback off that, and piggyback off that. So I didn't like that Jess took that all out on Loren. I didn't like the fact that if Loren said that she has tried to have conversations with you several times, and you never came forth with all of these gripes and grievances, and you never said anything like this to her, and every time she comes to you, you're saying everything is cool, but you treating her a certain way on the radio when you know how they love to pit women against each other, especially black women. They love to pit us against each other. They love for us to be beefed out. They don't feel like they can like two people in the same lane at the same time. Yeah, you got to check out Jess Response, Karen. But yeah, everybody feels like, just like Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. Nicki Minaj and Cardi B did not have to beef. Like that, those were the fans. A lot of times it be the fans that have them at odds. They want them to bicker and argue. It's like you can't lift up two women in the same category at the same time. And you really can. It's enough room for everybody, all the women. So I think, Jess, that was immature of you to have the response that you have and take it out on Loren, especially when you hired her to be there. And you hand chose her to take your place. She can't help because she do her homework and she good at what she do. She can't help that she's a fan favorite. People love her. She is going to make sure, first of all, she come from TMZ. You can't, yeah, everybody want people to fight. And she come from TMZ. Harvey ain't letting them slick and slide no kind of way. You got to come with the come on when you working for TMZ. So the fact that she came from TMZ, that's going to let you know the quality of work and research that she's going to do. Just like I was listening to the radio one day and I heard Jess Hilarious tell Loren, and you called me at 4 o'clock in the morning, girl. I got a newborn. I ain't trying to be up at no 4 o'clock in the morning. I be trying to get my little naps in there. But Jess, you gotta understand, this is a journalist. She almost don't go to sleep. They stay up all night looking for those notes and looking for going down rabbit holes for information, just digging and scratching and looking because they want to be the one in the room to have the most knowledge about everything. They can't be left out of a conversation because it doesn't look good. They'll do their research right in front of your face. They'll be like, oh, I ain't hear about that. Wait a minute. They'll Google it and look it up and be calling they connects and who all they know. They really cannot take not having information because that's their job. So you got angry at her and you treated her a different way, which was disrespectful because of the way and the accolades that the people gave her. And I understand that you should have expressed yourself in your live. You have every right to do that. Yeah, Karen, I did too. I heard that they were feeling the way about her getting pregnant, but I mean, she said she wanted another baby when she met the guy. She said she wanted another baby. She said she was gonna have one. So I don't know. Maybe I don't think she like did it on purpose, but she definitely he didn't have any kids. So she was like, I want to hurry up and give him a kid. So I know that's probably an issue. They did probably feel away. They felt like, by her going on maternity leave and getting pregnant and stuff, it felt like she didn't appreciate the position or something like that. But I just felt like it was, yeah, I don't think so either. But I think that, yes, it was very immature of her to take that out on Loren. I feel like it was unfair for her to, every time Loren did a check-in, a wellness check, a mental health check, to see where her head was at, how she felt, what she was doing, and has anything changed. She never was transparent with the girl. She would always be like, I'm good, yeah, everything's good, but she really wasn't. She wasn't good. And she didn't share that with Loren, which Loren may have just kind of stepped back and just, kind of took a back seat, even though they wanted her to be out on the forefront, just to keep her camaraderie with her coworker good. And they have to be on air every day, and it has to be genuine energy for them to actually be successful. She probably would have done that. She would have said, you know what, I'm gonna stay back here this week. I'm gonna let her, go do her thing or whatever, had she shared it with her. Loren mentioned that she and Jess had a conversation with one of the general managers in the room as a witness. Now, Loren not calling any shots. Right, yeah. She was just doing her job, right. And so she said that she had spoken with Jess, with another general manager in the room, and this is what she told her, or this is what she said. Well, Jess Hilarious didn't even remember that conversation going forth. And like when you're angry and you're feeling what you're feeling, you do kind of be like, you don't hear a lot of things. A lot of things kind of go over your head because you already in your own head. And, when stuff like that happen and meetings like that go forth, you already mad. You already got your own opinion. And then, of course, they having this little pity Annie meeting. I don't care nothing about this. She didn't even remember the meeting that they had. But, and that's another thing that I didn't like, that Jess didn't even remember the conversation that they had. It's like, so when I say something, it's not valued as much as when somebody else says something because you're in your feelings now. So now when I say something, you hardly ever, give it any merit because you already feel the way you feel. And ain't nothing I can do about that. What I didn't like is the way Charlamagne and DJ Envy was gaslighting her. I hated that Charlamagne kept laughing and cracking jokes and mishandling her feelings and belittling her feelings, her emotions, and her complaints. And DJ Envy, first of all, I do not like him. He is such a woman to me. I think that every time he gives his opinion on his take on something, and yes, very disrespectful. Every time he gives his take on something to me, he say exactly what a woman would say. Everything he say, every comment he gives, if somebody brings forth a scenario and says, how would you react? How would you react? How would you react? His reaction is gonna be exactly what a woman's would be. It ain't gonna be nothing manly about nothing he say. He is such a woman or a girl. He just so feminine to me. But he said, don't care about nothing in the comments. And I said, that's pot calling kettle. Cause you sure gonna think about what's in the comments when somebody make a comment about your little wife, and then you can't even come to the interview because you so peeved at the talent that you supposed to be interviewing. But now you done went mute on them. And I'm talking about when he had interviewed Jesus and Meros. He interviewed them, but prior to this interview, they had made a comment about his wife being with him for his money. He was so mad about this comment that when they got to this interview, he was visibly disconnected. Visibly disconnected. And they was like, what's wrong with you? Hey, what's wrong with Envy? What's Envy up to? Why Envy got a wild hair up his butt? What's going on, Envy? And then he said, what y'all said about my wife. Y'all made that comment about my wife. My wife been down with me since we was 15, 16 years old. And y'all don't even know what y'all talking about. And they was like, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. It was like, that was a joke. It was just a hee a ha ha, a kiki for them. They didn't even think about that after they said it. But you know this. And he just gonna ignore. He totally ignored the interview, walked out on them, ignored them, totally disrespected them. So how you gonna tell somebody not to listen to the comments, beige man? You listen to the comments, you listen to the comedians, you listen to whatever anybody say. Like you said about don't talk about my wife, don't talk about my kids, don't talk about my wife, don't talk about my kids, don't talk about my wife. You listen to everything somebody say. And now you got the nerve to tell somebody don't pay attention to the comments. Then Charlamagne, you had this RAP case with this girl supposedly that you allegedly SA when y'all was younger. She done went on Tasha K, told her story, and you done sent her a cease and desist. You want everybody to shut up and don't say nothing about your RAP case. So now, since it's her, she gotta not pay attention to the comments. She got feelings and emotions too. She don't like when people are saying things about her that are not true and that are unfair, just like y'all don't like. She bleed and put her pants on one leg at a time, just like y'all do. So I feel like it was so effed up for y'all both to come on her like, girl, don't pay attention to them comments. Them just people. Them people, we don't read them. We don't care what they say, because you do care what they say. It's just that enough of them got to say it at the right time, in the right day, and they got to say the right stuff. Because you're going to really feel it then. But let's not just dismiss her feelings. Let's not just act like you was wrong for crashing out on the internet because you could have came in here and talked to us. Well, evidently she's tried that and it hasn't worked. So now she has to do something else. And she has to do something that's going to shake the table. Because you brothers don't even think about it when she just has a conversation. Because guess what? In this exact same interview, she bust out crying. She's just really in her feelings. Now, normally in the workplace, I would say your emotions is the last place you want to take. Your emotions are not welcome in the workplace at all. This is the last place where you want to take your emotions. You almost don't want to have them. You don't even want to admit that you feel when you at work. But because of the environment that they work in, they service the public, they talking to the public, and the public is who is going to make these comments about whatever is going on with them. So, no, the comments will not stop. No, Jess cannot control the comments, and she cannot make people just speak good of her. But I know that because they were saying all this good stuff about Loren, that she felt away because this is her. It was her position that they're speaking on her about. This is just hilarious position that y'all are telling this girl that she's doing so well and that she's knocking out the park. This is Jess's position, and she don't want to see y'all praising somebody else for the job that she was hired to do. But also, Jess, I say, you know how people do when you go on maternity leave. The one thing they say in these types of jobs is don't let somebody realize that they can do the job without you. Because the sooner you let them know that they're able to thrive without you, you let them know that they don't need you. Karen, I do too. And then when she made the comment about Angela Yee, and she said, I don't see how she stayed 13 years. And that girl is not crazy. She said, Angela Yee is not crazy. That girl is smart. And I see why she left. Well, Jess, you can't compare yourself to Angela because, first of all, she was one of the people who helped birth the Breakfast Club. She used the Breakfast Club for her stepping stone. She knew she wanted her own show. And she knew that in order to get that show, she had to be a part of something else where she could, work her way up. So it's not the same as you being there. And the reason why you probably can't do 13 years is this is what it has become. It wasn't that when Angela was there. And she helped to create it. She helped make it. She helped to mold it. She helped to make it what it is today. So that took some time. So 13 years was necessary, for her until she was able to, get her own. But Karen, you are so right because Jess Hilarious said that. She said that people asked her, why is she not in the studio more? And she said it's because she started taking shows. Well, when Wendy went out sick, yep. And Sherry Finney, yep. That's exactly what happened. When you let them know that they can't do that job. Remember, Wendy used to always say she didn't want a woman to relieve her. When she would go on vacation and go on her hiatus and all that, she would hire Nick Cannon and Jerry O'Connell and all the talk show guys. She would hire those men. The way Sherry was able to get in is because of her connects. But Wendy didn't pick Sherry to take her place. Wendy did not want Sherry to take her place because she never wanted a woman to do her show for her. She wanted to be the only woman to do that show. She would let men do it, but she wouldn't want no woman to do it because Ding, 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 ding. This is what happens. This is how this goes. So had Jess went out on maternity leave, Loren came in and did what she did, and people not comment, not compliment, not rave over her or anything, Jess would have been fine. She would have been just fine. She would have been cool. She would have been like, okay, okay, this is what's up, because Jess would have still been able to say, I'm that girl. You know, can't nobody do this like me. The people love, yes, the people love Sherry when she fit in. That's why Wendy was like, you not finna do my job. But then, you know, of course, she wasn't able to do it anymore, and you know, Sherry was able to get her own show. Jess Hilarious did allude to the fact that she may not be continuing in the near future. She may just leave that contract alone because Loren, although Loren isn't funny and she's not a comedy relief, Loren is way more professional and polished, and she cheaper. You ain't gotta pay her what you pay no Jess Hilarious. Show must go on, Karen. That's exactly right. You don't have to, but you don't have to pay a Loren LaRosa what you gotta pay a Jess Hilarious. You gotta pay Jess Hilarious a whole lot more. Loren don't require a whole. I mean, she's been on TMZ, but who knew her on TMZ? I didn't. I knew Sean. I knew Van. I knew who else? Like probably two other people. I didn't know Loren on TMZ. You did? Okay. So I guess a couple of people knew her. Maybe what did she used to sit around in a newsroom and talk about the topics and stuff? I don't remember her, like, cause you know we know all the black girls. I knew the big black girl, the heavy set one. I knew her, and yeah, that was about it. I didn't know a whole lot of black girls on TMZ that I could see. You know, of course, it was a lot of people like Rachel, yeah. It was a lot of people like, you know, behind the scenes, but like out in the front, I didn't know a lot of people like that. So Loren probably made good money on TMZ, but she didn't make Jess Hilarious money. And they are not about to pay her Jess Hilarious money. So that means that it's cheaper for us to keep Loren than it is for us to keep Jess. So if Jess want to get out her contract, they just might let her go. They just won't have because Jess is witty. She quick witty. So when DJ Envy and Charlamagne try to come at her, she gets them every time because she quick. She a comedian. So it's timed real good. And Loren not going to do that. So you said maybe she'll get more. Yeah, I believe they'll pay her more if Jess leaves. Because right now, of course, she's just doing Jess with the Mess or whatever it's called now, because Jess made them change that name. And that's what she was saying. She was like, you know, the plan that I had when I was to return to work, it wasn't thought about once I came back. Once I returned, it seems like you all just forgot what all I said and what all I had planned and all the meetings we had about my return, the way that it would look like, and y'all just did what y'all wanted to do. And so that's why it was so important for her to voice her grievances on her live, because that made them have to discuss it, have to give her you know, some information. But she was still really frustrated because by the end of that conversation, she was in tears. And I'm sure that it was out of frustration. and anger and just disdain. You know, it seems like it's creepy. It seems like they're underhanded and conniving, and it seems like I'm not valued at my workplace. And now it just seems like y'all just tell me something to scooch me along for that day. Y'all say, okay, Jess, oh yeah, so what we got to do is we got to straighten that out. We're going to talk about that again next week. So it's like my meeting is continued to be tabled. Every time I bring it up, we're going to table that. We're going to talk about that next time. Oh yeah, we're going to table that again. We're going to talk about that. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting to put it on my list. Write that on the whiteboard. Put it on the whiteboard. We'll talk about it. Make sure and put an asterisk by it so we can remember to bring it up the next time. And that's so unfair and dismissive. And because of that, I think that she won't have long. She's not going to stay for long. Especially when she gets to the point where she's being so petty that she is taking her anger out on somebody who had nothing to do with it. A younger girl who is actually having your back and doing your job and helping with your notes. She is actually the one who is going to look up all of this information and make sure that you got the right stuff in your face to talk about. If you get some outdated information, she is going to update it and make sure that you have, yeah, they wanted to move on. And you can tell by the way that they were gaslighting her and kept on joking and all of this and kept cracking jokes. And Charlamagne, why you ain't got your do-rag on? I just got one question. Where your do-rag? Like, it's like, this is my job. This is my livelihood. Why are we joking? Like, this is not funny. I don't want to laugh right now. I want answers because they felt like you went on the internet, so now we just gonna play around with it because you ain't had nothing serious to say because you was on the internet with it. But that is the way that she did get y'all attention. That's not to say that she didn't want to have a serious conversation, because she did. So I want Loren to flourish. I do. You Luke, you miss Angela Yee. Luke, you know what? Angela Yee was so shallow to me. I swear, I could not stand that that segment that they used to do, Ask Yee. And I used to be like, why would we ask her anything? What? Ask her what? We asking her something for what? Like, I swear, Karen, I used to hate Ask Yee. I hated that session. Sandy, hush. Hush, Sandy. I used to be like, what is she? Who? What's she gonna? What? What is it we gonna ask her? And what is she gonna say? Like, she ain't been through nothing. She ain't old enough. Like, I don't know. I did not like. I loved her knowledge. I loved how intelligent she was with them stories and, with her research. She was a journalist major too. And I loved her knowledge of the subjects and the things and all of that. But just talking, she would be such an airhead to me. I used to be like, oh, Jesus Christ. Right. I don't care. And what is she? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just sorry. That's all I could say. But yeah, I didn't really like Angela Yee either. But I like Jess Hilarious more. I do. I like Jess Hilarious for that respect. It ain't nothing, Karen. It ain't nothing. She is howling at the leaves and the wind. She barks at the wind. Yeah. That's about the gist of it. that's it. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Yeah, thanks for holding. But yeah, I didn't like Angela Yee. I do like Jess Hilarious more, and I love Loren. I do. I love how thorough she is. She not funny, but it's okay. She not funny, but I'm okay with that. Charlemagne ain't well. Charlemagne funny. Envy not. But they probably need to be looking for somebody now. Cause Jess Hilarious, I don't think she's going to I know she's not gonna renew her contract. And I don't think she coming back. I mean, I don't think she going to continue her contract. I do not think so. I think that she is going to do what she can because she's only going to be there. Oh, okay, Karen, you don't watch it. I hear it every morning. Every morning I actually listen to it. But she's not going to continue her contract. As long as she's unhappy, she not. She's not. There, if they don't make it right, which it don't look like they was trying to this morning, she's gonna be gone. She'll probably stay a few more months, but that's it. She's gonna be gone. And I guess I don't blame her. And they'll be able to keep Loren like they want to. That is where they want her to be. It seems like they want her to thrive in that seat, in that area, in that department. And I will allow them to do that. And that's it. And now that, Jess is able to, do her tours and go around the world and stuff, she don't have to stay there and be abused and keep crying and all of that. No, they not. She don't have enough support to me. She's not supported enough. And they're not trying to make it right. That's just my opinion. So, yeah. So we'll see, going forward, what she does, what they do, if they change, if they pivot, if they have any new ideas in the vault to, try and pacify her or bring the morale back, bring the morale up. And if they don't, hey, they're gonna lose a team member. But thank you, Swig Squad. Thanks for everybody joining. Continue to like, comment, subscribe, and share, please. Thank you all, and everybody have a good evening. this is Tea with the Diva, and I'm out.